I was working at a factory, and God just was like, start writing down how you feel. Start writing down your emotions. Start writing down your sadness, your up days, your sad days, your happy days, the things that brought you through. In between, building trucks, I was going to my pen pad. I was typing it in my phone, and I want to say by June or July, I had it done.
I think a lot of people think in order to start something, there has to be like this perfect situation and scenario, and the like birds will chirp.
The right
and
aura happen.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna bring you a pen and it'll fall into your. No, you said you were in between building trucks. Right, at a whole factory. So keep that in mind. Like, I think that's awesome that you didn't wait for a perfect situation, a perfect time, but you just kind of just got to it.
Yeah.
And you used what you had. And do you have like I got my book published dance? Like, what was that moment?
Yeah, I'll be ratchet, girl. I don't want to twerk for the people.
To our channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am Heather Pittman, and today I am joined by Amanda Granger, who is an emerging author. But before we get to it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, so without further ado, we have Amanda Granger with us. So, Amanda, can you tell everyone about yourself, who you are, just a little bit?
Well, I'm Amanda Granger, and I am born and raised in Kokomo, Indiana, a small city close to Indianapolis. I am a mother of 4 beautiful children, 2 girls, 2 boys. I am a full-time optician, and I also work at a domestic violence shelter for young women and young men. I do love God, and that is my life. I will tell you, I listen to God, I follow His word, and I make my life prepared around Him. With that being said, I am what Heather said, an emerging author. I am currently wrote a book called Affirm and Assist, and I am just humbled. God gave me the words, and I just wrote them down. It is my life, but He had me formulate it into ways to encourage other people, period.
Awesome. So what's missing from the story is we were at the gym one day, and we were on the ellipticals like, yes, 15 minutes. Yes, that's how we work out. And she's like, I really want to write a book. Here's the book. I'm just saying, like, so this whole month, for those of you who are just tuning in, this whole month is about taking the first step. Lots of people have dreams and ideas and goals, and that could be anything. It doesn't have to be owning a business or starting $1 million company. It could be starting a family. It could be writing a book. It could be learning to cook, learning a language. It could be anything, but it's all about taking that first step. So now that the new year has officially set in and everybody's New Year's resolutions are either you succeeded or they've fallen off, now we can really get into goal setting and taking steps. And we want to talk about today taking that first step. So can you tell us from the elliptical from the elliptical to this book, how in the world did you get started? Like, after we had that conversation, I didn't hear anything else about the book. So I was like, okay, well, maybe. Like, how did you progress from idea to finishing up? What happened?
Well, I went to a brunch. We'll say it's kind of started around in 2018. I've always had a goal to encourage people. That's always what I knew my purpose was, to live fully for people. I love people. So around 2018, I went to a brunch, and the brunch had, women empowerment speakers. They spoke about purpose, your plan, and the power you have, and it started a fire in me. And with that fire, it ignited me, And so inside the little gift bag they gave you was a voucher for a free session with a business life coach,
Okay.
Kalina Fitzgerald. And so I took advantage of that. I'm like, free? For somebody to help me construct a few things in my life. I said, I'm going to sit down and talk with her. She was one of the speakers also. And so my first lady was in the hospital. So I went to the store and I was looking for a card. I bought this book. Inside the book, it had like all these encouraging words and things like that. And I tore out a page of the book and I was like, I'm going to just use it as posters. I'm going to give it to her as an encouragement. And after encouraging someone else, I looked through the book and I started encouraging myself. And so when I went to the sessions with Kalina, I took this book and I just started writing in it. So it became my journal. So with being my journal, I wrote everything down, everything to help me find my way, to help me not find it, but push my way through. So after the sessions ended around March and April 2019, I was working at a factory and God just was like, start writing down how you feel. Start writing down your emotions. Start writing down your sadness, your up days, your sad days, your happy days, the things that brought you through. And I'm like, what do you want to write all that down for?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to relive that.
Right.
And so with that being said, I started writing down. I just followed suit. April 2019, I was writing. I was in between, building trucks. I was going to my pen pad. I was typing it in my phone. And I want to say by June or July, I had it done. But never was I ever going to publish it. That's how it started. That's the beginning of it,
Wow.
Like I've never thought in my mind that I would have a self-published, not just published, but self-published book.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's awesome because I think a lot of people think in order to start something, there has to be like this perfect situation and scenario, and the
like
birds will chirp.
The right
and
aura happen.
yeah. Somebody's gonna bring you a pen and it'll fall into your hand. No, you said you were in between building trucks.
Building trucks.
Right, at a whole factory. So keep that in mind. Like, I think that's awesome that you didn't wait for a perfect situation or perfect time, but you just kind of just got to it.
Yeah.
And you used what you had. And so I've discovered in whether it's been designing or starting this channel or some of the other things I've done listening to you is you work with what you have right here, right now. That's how you take that first step. And then as you continue to move along, things will happen. Like you will progress, you will get better. I think about how this first channel, I was like, oh, this background is raggedy. I had no editing. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Start of it.
yeah, it was just, it's beginnings never look great. You think about,
Yeah, but that's the genuineness of it. You have to come from somewhere to become something,
Right.
Because you have to have a background, you have to have a past. And for your background, it doesn't matter, because look at it now. It's gone to gloriousness.
yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. So that is awesome. So I know you told us about how you took those first steps, but if I were to, which I am, go to her book signing,
March 7th.
and woo woo, and we'll put the information in the description below so everyone can attend. What is the book about? What exactly is it about?
It's called Affirm and Assist. So with that being said, the words in my book, I want them to affirm to you, state as a firm fact, for you to grab it and hold on to it, to assist you in whatever your dreams are, to push through a bad relationship, to push through no money, whatever it is that you're going through. I want it to uplift you. So the book is just encouraging words put together from my life to help you with your life. So it's just inspiration. It's just self-help. And a bit of it is faith-based. I love God, so why not put some God in it?
Yeah.
Everybody like a little God mix in something. Just
a
sprinkle.
A sprinkle of that.
Little sprinkles.
And so in looking through your book, it's not your ordinary chapter 1.
No.
Blah, 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 blah,
No.
blah. Like, I like
Oh
how...
my God. I'm gonna say this. Somebody else asked me, so what's the formation of your book? What's it about? What's it look like? And I'm like, I think in short, girl. I think in short stories. So when my thinking, I'm like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, I like that. Then I'm like way over there to the left field and back to the right field. And that's how my book is. It's kind of like short stories. And it doesn't have page numbers on it. It's room for you to journal in it if you want to write something in it, you know?
Yes.
It's life. It's just be you. That's what it is. Be you, be different. It's okay.
Yeah. No, and that's awesome. Okay, so this channel is primarily to cater to people who are creatives. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's awesome because you haven't structured it in that you have to finish page 4 before 5. And you've given space. Like when you look through the book, you'll see that there is the writing and then you have negative space, and that's for you. And I like that format. I think that's awesome. So it gives me time because I scribble all through my book.
Me too. Hey,
you just gave us space for that, so thank you. All right. So I know you said you got the idea. You were inspired. You feel like this is something God was leading you to do, and then you started jotting it down, even when you were in between, work breaks or whatever. Mm-hmm. So along the way, because that was last year, what challenges did you face?
A lot of.
Well, the ones you could tell us about. What were some of the challenges you experienced along the way?
Homelessness, struggle, defeat, me missing meals, just heartbreak. Everything that should make you want to quit and give up, I went through it. And I tear up thinking about it because it breaks my heart because I'm still dealing with some things. But glory to God that the book is published. It's written, it's come through. God has pushed it out of me and I have a completed project. So through my pain, I published something, and you think of something, that's what I went through.
Yeah. I don't know many people who would have finished considering those challenges you have. And it's not just you have children.
Yeah.
So it's in between the work, in between missing meals and homelessness, etc. Like you still found a way. It was more important. It was still important to push out that project. That is, talk about some strength. That is awesome, girl. Wow. That is awesome.
Let's give back glory because it's not off of my own strength. When the Bible says when we are weak, he is made strong. Mm-hmm. And that's definitely my life right there, because when I'm weak, that's how I feel stronger because I've given it all to him. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, it's just, I know I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. I'm an introvert, extrovert.
I get it.
So I love people. I love everything about people and being around people and enjoying them. But I also like being by myself. I like quiet time. I like, shutting the door and closing the blinds and sitting in the house all day. I enjoy that too. Everybody needs that.
Yeah.
Go find you some peace.
Yes, sit down. Sit down. Wow. That is awesome. I think about how, in addition to having perfect circumstances, sometimes when we're faced with challenges, and now I feel like culture has kind of sold this lie lately, that if it's not easy, that's not really what you should be doing.
Yes, and I don't believe that at all.
Yeah,
at all.
If it's not smooth, or maybe it's just not for me, or not feeling this, and it's just like, about those feelings, because your feelings will lie to you.
Oh my gosh, that is a definite lie. I just don't believe that at all. I mean, some things just happen gradually and they just work out, and that's just perfection. I love that. But then there are hard times where you have to push, because through the push, through the pain, you produce something so much more, so much greater. You need the pain. You do. Mm-hmm. So why make it always so easy? And that thing, you think that I can grab this, I can go do that because I can just get it. No, sometimes you just need to get cut a little bit.
Nobody wants that.
Get that little scab to heal up a little bit. You gotta push through it.
Yes.
Like you think about when you're running. Like I do not enjoy running at all. But I get on the treadmill and I run. And I know though it hurts while I'm running. But I know if I run 4 or 5 days a week for a month, my body will be sculpted into something else. So if I push through the pain now with running, I know that down the line, it's going to look better.
Yeah.
It's going to feel better. So,
ooh, you better talk about pain. Yes. Oh, okay. So I know you talked about some of the challenges. Was there ever like one moment or a few moments where you like, you know what? Forget it. Just like, I am not doing this. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Like, did you ever, without everything you faced, was there ever that moment you were like, you know what? I was wrong. I'm going to stop.
Yeah, and I did. I did stop. That's why, you know, like I said, I finished the book early in 2019, you know, but I didn't start getting it edited till like October, November. I ran into an old friend. She's basically like a cousin to me. Her name is Shantae Conyers. Right. And we were talking, and we were just talking about purpose and what God has set up for our life. And I got to tell her about what I wrote down. I'm like, girl, God got me writing all these things down, and because it wasn't a book in April.
Right.
It was just thoughts. It was just feelings, you know, and I didn't know how it was going to come out. And she was like, you gonna write the book? You gonna publish it? I was like, no, you know. I was like, I was gonna hold on to it because I just felt like if I give all that I have out, then it's gonna be. I'm very transparent anyway, but it's gonna be extra transparent. People are gonna know what I went through, and you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you've been through that? Yeah. You know, and I'm like, I have. So she was just like, you need to finish what God's told you to do. And I'm just looking at her like, say who? Say what? But I was to a point in my life where during that time of homelessness where I was just like, okay, I'm not doing this. You know, I'm just gonna hold on to what God told me to write down. I'm gonna keep it. But come October, November, she was just like, you need to go ahead and finish it. Wow. And that's where it pushed. So by, I wanna say December 31st, my book was published. So very tail end of the year, I just did it. I said, God, I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. I didn't have anything other than what God's word, standing on his word and doing exactly what he told me to do, and it's done.
Wow. So, no, that's awesome. Okay, so considering everything, so now you finished it. How did everything come together per se? So you have this finished work. Like, what did it look like? You know, briefly, because it's a whole book.
It's so funny.
It's a whole book. So, what was it like looking for, I don't know, someone to put this actually together? Like, what did you do?
I did it the way that I found the easiest for me.
Okay.
I went to Amazon.com and went through their self-publishing site. It's called KDP Publishing, and with going on there, they take you through all the steps. Like, I was trying to do it through another website, and it was so hard and confusing. And then I was Googling. Google is my best friend. Hey Siri, can you tell me the directions to Heather Pittman's house? Oh, there goes Siri. That's my Siri's my best friend. So with that being said, I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. Okay. And so I went on Amazon and I read through everything they want. They'll take a little bit of money out of each book if they order it. If you ordered it through them. So like if I got my book, you can order it online through Amazon, but if you order it through, it takes some money from me. But yet, and still, the book is published. They helped me publish the book. Okay. You know, they basically said, this is what you can have, this is what you can't have, this is the size you can have, these are pictures you can use, you can bring in your own pictures. Okay.
So it's almost like a template.
Yes, it basically is. It's almost just like you just go through step. You choose everything you want and click publish.
And
just like that.
That's it. So
it is. It's really, I mean, it's not hard. If you have something that you want to get out to the people, it's not hard. We make it hard.
Yes.
Because it was well over a year.
Yes.
Almost a whole year.
Yes.
Months ago that I should have already done it.
Yeah.
I should have my book signed last year.
Yeah, we do make it hard. It's like, well, I just do
Maybe
it.
I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I did it. And you did this.
Yeah. Jesus.
Another story.
Okay, so before we go, do you have any advice? You're like full of affirmations and assisting folks, but do you have any advice? Maybe not to someone who even wants to write, because you already told them how to do that, but someone who's looking just to take that next step and they are being met with challenge after challenge after challenge. Like, what advice would you give to that individual?
I mean, the first step is to monitor your mind. So really sit down and think about what you're telling yourself. Think about how you're putting goodness and badness into yourself. I've started thinking about all that I can do for people. So I started thinking about how can I become a source versus how can I make a goal.
Okay.
I want to be a source.
Okay.
I want to be able to I have a full cup of water and people to take my cup and pour some of my cup into theirs. So with that being said, like, don't think about all the books you can sell, how much money you're going to make. You think about the impact that it's going to make on people. You think about the resourcefulness that you're going to give to someone else. There's many a days that I am at work and I'm tired. I'm full of nothing. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. But then someone comes in and needs an encouraging word, and I have to give that to them. And that's part of me being a source. When you stop looking at what you can get to what you can give, it's when things will start falling in line. Get out of your selfless. Get selfless. I don't want to think about self. I want to think about someone else.
All right. So, where can people find you? Where can they find your book?
Well, Destiny by Design, LLC.today. You can purchase the book through there, or you can go onto Amazon.com. My book signing is March 7th at Across America in Kokomo, Indiana. But if you ever need an inspiring, encouraging word, I do blog also on my website, so you can go in and get encouragement. I try to update it every Monday. So between Sunday and Monday of the week, I put a new blog out of what God has put in me to give to you all. So please check out my website, www.destinybydesignllc.today. So check it out, and
that's it, y'all. All right, so awesome. Thank you all so much for watching and joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this. It should be like right here somewhere. We'll make it work. And until then, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Oh, do you have like I got my book published dance? Like, what was that moment?
Yeah, I'll be ratchet, girl. I don't want to twerk for the people. I'll be like, hey, Cardi, because that's my what's the word? That's my alter ego, Cardi. Like,
Cardi B.
I'm not like ratchet, but like, yeah. When my friend, he'd be like, quit sending me them gifts of Cardi, with the tongue all loud and shit. I'd be like, yes. He'd be like, stop it. I'd be like, I can't help it. That's who I am. I want you to know what kind of energy I got right now.
When I'm not Amanda, I'm Cardi.